Hypno music.
Yeah, gotta let it go. Knees on the ground and I let it go. Yeah, I'm loving my life. Yeah, I'm loving my life. Yeah, gotta let it go. Hands on my knees and I let it flow. Living my life. Yeah, I'm loving my life. Shake it down to my left. Shake it down to my right. Reach towards the sky and widen round and feel fine. Shake it down to my right. Shake it down to my left. Cause I'm feeling blessed. Feeling at my best. So yeah. Cause I'm feeling blessed. So yeah. Cause I'm feeling blessed. So yeah. Man, I'm so grateful. Wake up in the morning, rise and thankful. Yeah, I'm loving my life. Yes, I'm loving my life. Hey, that's right, my damn fool. Living in the past, they don't let it go. Living my life, standing the test of time. Shake it down to my left. Shake it down to my right. Reach towards the sky and widen round and feel fine. Shake it down to my right. Shake it down to my left. Cause I'm feeling blessed. Feeling at my best. So
All right, peace and blessings. Welcome to another episode of Knowledge Radio, place for knowledge born. This is your host, Knowledge Born Alive. We here, okay? It's Women's History Month, and we got blessed, okay? We got blessed. For those who are making history in real time here to celebrate, to honor, to uplift, and to keep to the adage, a nation can rise no higher than its woman. Okay, so we got the woman, we got the mother, we got the poetess, we got the author, we got the motivator, we got the inspirer, we got the intergalactical international poet being mother in our presence right now. So it becomes my honor and privilege at this time to introduce some of the others and welcome back. The poetess, the inspiration for the whole generation here, Alyssa Michelle. Welcome back. How you feeling? What's good with you? What's good? What's good with you? What's good?
Hey, I
Man.
feel good. I feel good. It's great to see you again.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. Been
Yes.
hiding from me. I was like, listen, don't love me though. What's been up?
Oh
Catch
man.
us up. Catch us up. Everything you've been making mountains move and planets rotate and all kind of stuff.
Yeah, I've been in rotation myself, transforming, transitioning, growing, learning, just about everything.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Right there, right there. What's one thing you're most proud of that you accomplished in the time since the last time I seen you?
Oh my goodness. The most thing, well, uh my parenting skills. I've had some I have had lots of improvement in that area, you know, and I'm proud.
Okay, 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 okay. Okay, so one thing you're most proud of and one thing you're least proud of.
What I'm least proud of. Hmm. Well, I want to say I'm like least proud of. I'm just waiting for it to happen. Um, there's just some things that I have to be patient and wait for that are on hold right now. You know how you have like such a great idea to do something,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to be very strategic in planning it. So it's just something that I've had to really be okay with, like growing the idea and making sure that everything is planned out properly before I execute it. So that's the biggest thing there.
So that don't sound like something that you least proud of. It just sound like something where you like, I just wanted to happen real quick. Okay, I'm sick
Yeah,
of waiting.
that's
I'm
really
ready.
it.
I'm
Like,
popping. I'm
yeah.
popping. Okay.
I would just say like that impatience within me, like it's excitement slash impatience, but I'm
Mhm.
utilizing this time to really figure out exactly what I want to do so that when I birth the idea, it's actually really cultivated. It's not just an impulse.
Right,
So
right.
yeah.
And you centering yourself in the fact of your greatness, so that way, when it actually manifests physically, that you prepare to receive it properly. Right. That's what you said. I heard it. I heard it. I was
Yeah, that's
listening
that's what
when
I
you said
said.
when you
That's
had said
that's
what
what
you
I
said.
said.
Okay, I appreciate that. Okay, I appreciate that. That is the point. We ask for things, we want things, and they manifest. They manifest in the universe first, and then they manifest in aspects and areas and unseen, and then it's placed upon different people in your spiritual path and your ancestral path for their role and responsibility, and then they have to sync up with other people's ancestral path and then get it to them in the way that those people you're going to meet that's supposed to help you expand this determined idea. So it's a collective effort, and this is why it takes time. And then in the physical realm, it happens. That's the last place that it happens. But all of these things
Mm,
have to be in divine alignment in order for these things to take place. So when it takes place, it's like bam. It's like yo, it just seemed like nothing. Like soon as it was actually there, it was like bat, 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 because of all of that divine preparation that happened in the unseen spaces before the seen spaces. So yeah,
right.
I heard
You
that from
got
you
it.
too. I was listening to you. I'll be listening to you. Okay.
You
I'm
do.
learning from my growing pains. Okay, learning from my growing pains. How has life been for you since the release of Growing Pains and going forward? Because I know you done dropped some other gems and jewels and spaces, and now you're in spaces getting those ones with that raw, rugged space in regards to them putting ideas down on paper and having to make sense to the rest of the world. What's up? What's going on?
Well, since growing pains. Well, I can say that, as the poet, the writer within me definitely has grown from that because looking back now, that book was really me sharing, those dark lessons that I had to face, those growing pains, and seeing that there was still beauty in it. That yeah, it was unpleasant, it was uncomfortable. Yeah, I made a lot of mistakes, but at the end of it, I'm able to see, what I got out of it. I did write two other chapbooks after that.
Mm-hmm.
So really my writing is like a reflection of all of the phases that I've gone through. So I would say it's like it's definitely not fiction. So I've also, tried to change my perspective with my writing. So yes, we write to release. Well, I do, but I've also had to say, well, what can I teach others
Mm-hmm.
based off of these experiences that I've had? Because I don't want to be like Mary J. Blige and just, write poetry based off of my pain and just have pain for years and years and years. And it could be some deep, dope poetry based off of pain, but I don't want my life just to be pain. I want it to say, yes, I was here in this point in life and it was there, it happened. But I want to be able to use that and grow from it, and evolve from that. And then use that to say, how can I, raise my standards, or who do I want to be in the future, and what do I
Mm-hmm.
need to do to get there? So really my life has been many phases of evolution since that book. And there's more to come. Right now I believe that I'm in the moment of experiencing, and then really putting those experiences into words, because when you're going through something, sometimes it's not easy to articulate it, because you're in it, and those emotions, you can't identify everything you're feeling when it happens. You
Mm-hmm.
might be able to identify with one or two things, but because we're like experiencing so many things at once, we have to come out of it in order to look at it in a different way. So, that's where I am right now, as a writer, as a mother, and even as a teacher to other women and mothers, just to anyone who feels like they may need a little advice. And I can say, you know what, there is light on the other side. That yes, um we still need to, get through certain things to go where we need to go, but there's light, not to give up. There's hope, so I want to share that hope with others.
Mm-hmm. So how has that journey been? Sharing hope with others.
That's been good. That mainly I've been sharing my experiences centered around motherhood and raising
Mm-hmm.
my children independently, because that's something that I face every single day. And I don't always have the right words to express how I feel. So I just talk about the challenges I face. I talk about, or I share things that I've had to accept on my journey as a mother. Um, and trying to make sure that I'm diligent in adjusting my approach to what I'm faced with. Um, because sometimes we're gonna face things. There's no way to run away from it. We could try, but it's always gonna be there. No matter how far we think we're running, it's still going to exist. Um, so you know, in that aspect, I feel like my approach to my responsibilities definitely has helped. My load is still the same, but I feel like I alleviate myself from overthinking a situation by just accepting.
Mm-hmm. So now you've been out in this world, and the world has been very, very naughty. Okay, very, very naughty and distracting. So how do you maintain your focus and balance and all of those things that make you great in the midst of this chaotic type, distracting type, mindless scrolling reality space that we're operating in as a mother, as a woman, as a poet, as greatness.
How I remain focused, I pay attention to what's important, um, and I leave what doesn't apply to me alone. Um, I focus on my routines and I stick to them. That being distracted happens, because I'm human. I'm going to get distracted with things that may be going on around me. But then it's like I have to center myself, and my center is my family. Um, Realizing my why, why am I, why do I need to do this every single day? What's the purpose in all of this? Um, because there is a reason why we have to do certain things. What am I gaining from all of this? Why do I have to go to work and be around certain people every single day? Um, it builds character. I realize that a lot of things happen to build our character, and it's like we have to focus on the silver lining, um, what we get out of it. I recently left a job because of how they were in the company. And for me, working around certain people that don't align with me was distracting in itself. So, what I did to kind of manifest myself to be in a better position is I really honed in on what I wanted, what would make me happy, and I focused on it. But that's only part of it, right? I had to really control myself within that environment and not let that affect me so much. So I just became just laser focused on my why. Every single day, I just was like, you know what? I'm doing this because, and I'm here because. And it
Mhm.
got me into it. Right now I'm working from home, and this is what I needed, because when you have children and you're the sole provider of everything, and you're the person who has to do everything for the children, you have to make sure that you are available for them, right? So
Mhm.
I just had to become aware of what I needed to put all of my attention on and discipline myself to focus on it, and then make that a consistent effort every single day, no matter what I was faced with.
Mm. That's a whole lot of focus right there. Okay, that
It
is a whole
is.
lot of focus. That is. That's a whole lot of focus. So, how do you feel now, writing without pain or writing from a place of pain? What have you noticed about you? What have you noticed about your writing? And those who might have been accustomed to you coming from this particular space, how's that shift in thought been for you in totality?
Writing from pain compared to now. I can say before, it was me just, it was like a cleansing in a sense. You know how you would go to a therapist and you kind of talk to them about what you've been going through. It was sort of like that, but it was more of like it was for me to get out. Like I needed to let it go without feeling judged, because sure, I can write a poem to myself, but it was like I was like, I know I'm not the only person that is
Mhm.
going through this. So yes, I did it for therapeutic reasons, but I also published that work because I want to make sure that other people know that they aren't alone in how they feel as well, or else I would have just kept it to myself. um
Right.
So that was one portion of, writing from a place of pain, right? Um, Now, the other portion of the other side of the pain is the lesson, the light, the I've survived this. And I am still learning, right? Because I'm human. It was more of I see myself with all my flaws, with all these experiences, and I made it, right? I'm so strong that I pushed through it, and I'm looking back like, wow, you did all of that, like, and I mean, like, writing about it and experiencing it, like, you and I'm like patting myself on the back. I'm like, you pushed through this. So everything that I've learned, it's like I need to share it because this is what God has gifted me with. I
Mhm.
had to go through those growing pains, not just for myself to learn, not just to pass down that knowledge to my kids, but to also share that wisdom with other people in a different perspective. Because how are we going to learn if we're so focused on our pain? We're not, we have to come out of it, push through it, feel what we feel, right? And then learn from it. What is this teaching me? How can it help me grow? How can it help me raise my standards? How can it help me view myself in a different light besides being a victim to my circumstances? So, that's the duality of growing, is going through the pain and then coming out of it with a new insight of life.
Now, performing aspects. When you look at these aspects of you performing, where you would have to go to perform in this particular space. Now, life or aspects or performance after going from those spaces and creating new memories associated with things in your life. What does that look like?
Oh man. So performing, I would say it's almost the same. Before, I was performing from a place of just like, what I've gone through. Today, I'm more confident now. Like, but I was always confident, but now I'm just more relaxed. Um, I'm more accepting. Um, I'm able to be more open as well, making connections with others. Um, and I have stopped reciting poetry that deals with my pain. Um,
Mm.
that yeah, sure, the book is still out there, but it's like singing like us back to Mary J. Blige. I don't want to, I'm not trying to shoot her down or nothing, but it's like, why would I continue to sing a song that doesn't resonate with where I'm at today? And I went through a phase of really pulling myself away from performing because I'm like, well, what am I supposed to perform about? Like, am I supposed to continue, remembering this? Oh, going through with it. And I was like, no, this doesn't feel right. And then now I look at it like, okay, there are still things that I can share with others when I perform that has nothing to do with my pain.
Mm.
Um, and I can still build positive partnerships with others and confidently express myself, without it always having to be about how my heart got broken. Um, because I want to showcase myself as someone who has evolved. I think it's natural. So that's the biggest part. And I did go to an open mic lately, and it felt good to be around other people after like years of not going out just because of being overcritical of myself. So that's where I'm at today.
Does healing have the same significance that it had then going through your healing journey, your healing process, versus reflecting back on that healing journey and helping others through their particular healing journey?
It was completely different before.
Mm.
Um, I needed to gain wisdom. Um, when you become aware when something isn't right, and
Right.
it's like you don't just heal all in one shot. It's like a process. Um, because we aren't going to become aware of every single thing that we need to grow from or habits that we need to break. It's like it takes time. Um, and for me, just understanding that, I didn't know that before. Now I do. Now I'm seeing it from a higher aspect as, this doesn't, talking about it doesn't hurt me anymore, or
Mm.
remembering what this person did to me doesn't make me angry anymore, or me saying that this happened, it doesn't bother me. Um, and it doesn't make me feel a certain type of way. And I can be honest about it. Sometimes when we're healing, we're not completely aware of every aspect of a situation. And if we are aware of it, we may not be honest with ourselves completely about it. Um, so it took a lot of accountability as well for me to get to a space where I can openly say that a lot of things that have happened to me wasn't always somebody else's fault too. So
Mm.
yeah, so it's a lot of honesty and learned lessons that come with healing, because you can say you've healed, but true healing is really letting go of guilt, shame, anger, anything that really keeps you in a position where you're not moving, where you're not growing. So yeah.
Mm. I hear these jewels she dropping over here, and she's just dropping them so lightly, you know. But she dropping them jewels. I'm telling you, them jewels are amazing. Who are you today? Who's Alyssa Michelle?
Mm. Alyssa Michelle. Alyssa Michelle is duality. Um,
Mm.
so often people put so much importance into balance, but it's not ideal. Um, to know who we are is to know that we are just more than one thing, and that when we do try to balance, it's like we try to control certain things, certain energies. I feel like duality is really more of understanding that we can be more than one thing, and that more than one thing, it's not always an equal amount. um Being a mom, right, trying to understand the roles that I have to play as a mother, it's not always equal, it's not always balanced. So I've accepted that, and I've grown to know that everyone is not going to understand my life or my journey because they're not in it. It's not their
Mm.
journey. And I shouldn't, put myself in a position where I have to live based off of what society says I have to be, or what the spiritual community says I have to be. Um, I am growing every day. And I will say that I'm flawed, but I've learned to love myself through my flaws and accept that I'm not supposed to be this perfect person because
Mm.
God made me to be a certain way, right? I'm just adjusting what I need to adjust as I move through this journey, and I accept what I need to accept, and I love myself for who I am.
So what's next for you? What's next that you got coming up? What you got in store for us that you can share?
Oh, what's next? Well, I would love to build some partnerships with others. There's something I have in the works that I haven't really discussed too much in depth. So, but I would like to work with other women, particularly mothers,
Mm.
who can identify with, lots of things that I tend to discuss on my social media platforms. Um, I would like to collaborate with other writers and other spoken word poets. Um, there will be a book. I'm not sure when, but it's just basically, getting those experiences out on paper.
Okay. 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 So now, entrepreneurially, that space where you're offering your services, what was the thrust to put you out there, and how comfortable are you with being out there, rendering your services to those that are in need?
Also, the easiest one, the one that is more creative, is my writing. So because I self-published my books, I had to learn from making mistakes. I feel like that's just my life lesson, right? And I honor that now, right? I'm okay with that. But I've also had to learn how to edit my work and how to critique my work. So because I've done that for myself so many times, I'm offering that service to others, to edit their writing, to critique their writing. So that's one of the services that I actually have out now. Um, there are certain genres that I am accepting, so it is on my social media platforms. The other services, that's in the making, but that will be announced. Soon. I can't say when, but soon.
Okay. Okay. How do you go inside that space of yourself after looking at something that you created, with all your heart and your soul, and be like, all right, this has to go, this can stay, this has to go, this can stay. What's that process like?
Uh, so it's like working on a bunch of rough drafts, right?
Mm,
It's like if something is really like everything could be really good, right? But it's like, is this something that I want to maximize off of? Is this something that I want to make bigger? So it's like making a meal, right? We need all the ingredients and everything. So for me, if I'm going back and I'm seeing like, oh, ooh, that was real good, Alyssa. Like, okay, it was your first book, but you really said some things in there that hit home. So with those, it's like in my mind, I don't write these poems down, but I just keep a mental note in the back of my mind of, you know, trying to center my theme around something positive. Like for instance, don't give up love. That was in Growing Pains.
mhm,
And that was basically about not giving up on being a loving person because our hearts have been broken, not to be jaded or continue to stay in that space of keeping others out because of what we've gone through. So I'm like, wow, I wrote that and I went through all of that stuff at that time and I was still able to be positive. So
mm,
for me, I'm like, if I could write that in that time of my life, imagine what I could write at this time in my life and I'm in a healthier space now. So it's like, okay, Alyssa, you did this, but now it's time to maximize. Like it's game time now because you are now in a space where you can openly talk about things that you could not openly talk about before. So it's like, I'm like, okay, that's what I need to do.
mm, mm. I just had to let it breathe for a second, okay? Because I don't know. I couldn't imagine. You see what I'm saying? I couldn't imagine looking at something that I wrote, be like, all right, this got to go, this got to go, this could stay, this got to go. Because, and everybody got a little bit of that Badu when she said, keep in mind that I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my, you see what I'm saying? So you like, oh. But
Mm-hmm.
you know something has to go. And then
Mhm.
if you send it to somebody else and they look at it and then they critique it, you be like, "What you talking about?" You see what I'm saying? So you go
Mhm.
through, you go through that space of the space. I heard something earlier today, and you mentioned it about being perfect. Nature is so perfect that nature allows for what's perceived as imperfection. But nature doesn't call it imperfection. Nature calls it perfection. The ebb and the flow of life, the ebb and the flow of nature, the rise and fall of the chest, both of them have a function. So the functionality that comes along with what's perceived as imperfection allows the perfection to flow without ever having to think about not being perfect. You see what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
those things that you might utilize and say, hey, well, it doesn't have to be perfect, allows you the space to perfect those things that are. So that imperfection leaves room and space for your perfection. So when it's perceived by people, you have those that are deem it imperfect and those that are deem it perfect. That's that duality that you was talking about that you operate in. That duality is perfection. So it looks as it comes from a singular space, but it's a perfected space because of that duality that you operate in. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Look, I'll be listening to you. I got it from your website. It's on the website right there. Like, bam, go check it out. Okay, get it together. And sometimes we so close to the things that we can't see it. If I make a design sometime or a graphic for a show, I gotta move back or I gotta adjust my head or my eyes or something like that and look at it and like, is that pixelated? Is it? Am I tripping? Because I was staring at it so long that it became something else. And then that something else is like, all right. Then I move back and I can see it clear. I move up and I can see it clear. Whatever it is, you know, my brother Teton says going adjusting his lens so he could be out of focus or in focus, whatever the case may be. Or it might be time to change the lens and switch it out with another lens so you can have that focus. So looking at it, I'm like, all right, now I can see it devoid of when I first made it. So I can move the images around or the text, or I don't like the color no more and do something else with it. So leaving the room for improvement. So leaving that room for improvement leaves a space to enjoy the perfecting process. So when it's done, it's perfect. You know.
Mhm.
So when it's done, it's perfect. So the editing, skills that you're offering people, you're giving them a chance to present to the world something in its most perfected state because all of the processes that went into it is something that the world will be able to glean from. So, so if something is wrong within a person, they'll find something wrong outside of them because something's wrong inside of them. You see what I'm saying? So when
Mhm.
something's right within a person, they'll find everything right outside of them. So those are processes. Those are processes.
Yes, they
Okay.
are.
So now looking ahead into your future, what would you, pardon me, not what would you, where would you like to see this entrepreneurial venture that you're on currently go? How do you envision it from whatever your perspective, place of growth and expansion?
Mm. So what I do see or what I would like to do that would really make me feel fulfilled and help others is to really work with other women. There's lots of things that I'm working on right now to figure out how, but I am in the process of wanting to get a group together Um, so that's one. Another is traveling. I would love to travel and speak and really share the wisdom that I've gained to help other people. To no longer just talk about the pain, but to talk about what the pain taught me to teach other people. Um, because you never know what somebody could be going through. And we have these phones, we have social, say, what are we doing? What are we, doing with these platforms? Besides, talking about what's going on in the world and sharing dances, it's like, what value can you bring to someone else's life based off of the value that we have? So I can see myself doing that. My writing. I would love to write a bestseller, and I believe I'm capable of doing that. I see that happening. That's an accomplishment that I want in my future. Um, Having my family complete, you know, talking about being a single mother, it can be tiring at times, that it is my journey and I have accepted it. But I don't think someone wants to stay, single their whole life because they don't want to get hurt again. So, just really transitioning and blooming um, from everything that I have learned. So, yeah.
Fire, 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 fire. Fire, 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 fire. So you got something up your sleeve that you can share with us before we go? You got something.
Oh man, so I was thinking about it. That poem that I was
Hey,
talking about before, um, Don't Give Up Love. You know, It's not memorized completely, but I believe I may have parts of it memorized. Um, so I'll give it a go.
okay.
All right. Don't give up love. It's more convenient to offer our bodies for pleasure than it is to sacrifice for pain. But the right love won't contradict itself with control and mind games. It's easy to give up on love, gain savage lifestyle ways, replacing your heart with your ego when it's become the last resort to cope, when hopes turn into disappointments and you're left with regret. Don't give up love. Forgive, but never forget. There's a lesson in everything that didn't go right. Always remain a blessing, but learn to protect your energy and light. Don't give up love. Continue to water your heart and mind. There is so that part, that's what I'll give you. I don't think I was meant to share the rest because I can't
Hey,
remember it. So
hey,
I guess someone's gonna have
hey,
to buy the book
hey. Buy
to find out the
the
ending to
book.
it. So
Okay. Buy the book
yeah.
twice. Buy it 25 times. Okay.
So yeah, there you go.
Okay. Drop the bomb over here. Okay.
No.
Mm-mm. Yes. Yes. Love still exists despite the obscurities and the misinformation of reality, whether it's physical reality or virtual reality. I guess you got to put them dualities in there now. Love still exists. Love is still true. Love is still righteous, and love is still wrong. Okay, love is still wrong. Okay, so, definitely. I thank you for taking time out of your schedule to come through over here and show some love. You understand what I'm saying? With us, we missed it. We glad you came over here. You understand what I'm saying?
And thank you for having me. It was nice, speaking with you again and, sharing what I've learned along the way.
Yes. Don't forget about us with the bestseller. You know what I'm saying? And when you on tour, touring around the universe, okay? You need a spaceship to be going to other planets and all that because people need your gifts and talents and skills everywhere. Okay. You got any final thoughts for us before you go? And also where people can find you and how they can contact you for your services.
So final thoughts. I would just say continue to grow no matter what it looks like to anyone else. And, accept every part of yourself, no matter what it looks like to anyone else. So also you can find me on Facebook, Alyssa Michelle on Facebook. I'm on TikTok. I utilize TikTok, or, to share my lessons. Also at Poetress Alyssa, Poetress_Alyssa. Those are the two main platforms that I use daily. My books, Growing Pains is on Amazon. I do have another chapbook. It's very short, Blooming Season. That's also on Amazon. But Growing Pains is my favorite, so check it out if you can.
Yes. Well, thank you again for your time and for your blessings, and we wish you the best in all of your endeavors. Okay.
Thank you, and same to you.
Thank you. Peace.
Hey, Sunshine Monet with the affirmations to enjoy your day with Sunshine Monet. You are listening to Chakra Music. I came through with intentions of destruction. You said you wanted freedom, well it's me then that you wanted. I moved in gratitude as my soul was being summoned. The consciousness has returned, Christ is really coming. I make these flows for the souls that drenched in indigo. I made some goals for they glow since they was embryos. Access the records, they lectures, keep your principles. Enemies infect you, don't let them reach your pinnacles. Reversing curses that's embedded in religions. They wound up in your soul, that's why you feel tension. I'm remixing declensions before Sumerians existed. It's something in the water, don't get caught, you'll get acidic. I bury enemies, pay pinnacles to the witness. You say my name in threes, I appear in your vision. Bring Iliads in me, I'm the witcher in your system. Silly as can be, there's no opposite in infinite. I'm the goddess of crossroads, touching all directions. With the skull and crossbones that cause to the vexes. I applaud the protectors, I'm the god of inflection. They see the demon in me and still pause the respecters. I need no translation, vibrating from universe. My throat mansplaining while my yoni do the work. Mask off, crowns on, bombshell on all the arts. Mask off, crowns on, bombshell on all the arcs. Mask off, crowns on, bombshell on all the arcs. Mask off, crowns on, bombshell on all the arcs.
Enoch 7 prophet, move like the full winds do. My energy is useful, my thoughts are old school. So I move with a vibe slim. Say I'm sexy, haircut like Anita Baker, real lovely. Caught up in the rapture, it's kinda risque. Kisses and faces on public is real frisky. Touche.
You are listening to Chakra Music.
Mask off.